Talk about Team USA and the roster because a social media post went out there and it's actually caused some controversy. While I'm like, really? This is controversial? This is the take? And then I saw some of the choices that some fans are making out there where you can tell there's blatant agenda involved.
The Team USA social media post dropped like a bombshell, immediately igniting a firestorm of controversy that transformed the online sports world into a complete sewer. It was a post daring to suggest a hypothetical starting five, and with Caitlin Clark's name front and center, it wasn't just a debate, it was an outright war. Fans of Paige Bueckers were absolutely stunned, erupting in outrage over the sheer audacity of the suggested lineup. This wasn't merely a casual discussion, it was a furious declaration, setting the stage for an unprecedented clash of loyalties and a stunning display of fan passion that few saw coming. The digital battle lines were drawn in an instant, leaving everyone scrambling to pick a side.
Of course, came out the other day. I did a couple of videos about it. We know Caitlin Clark finally going to emerge in a competitive setting in a training camp that they're going to have right here. Let me just give you the specifics. Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark hinted that she would participate in Team USA basketball activities during the WNBA offseason, following the conclusion of her team's 2025 campaign. Initially, the thought was she was referring to USA basketball training camp in early March 2026, which is a precursor to the 2026 FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament.
The controversial graphic specifically showcased a starting five featuring Caitlin Clark at point guard, alongside Kalia Copper, Jackie Young, Derica Hamby, and Aaliyah Boston. This wasn't an official roster, but a speculative projection, yet its implications were immediate and seismic. The very idea of this particular lineup, with Clark in such a prominent role, was enough to send shockwaves through the WNBA fandom. It challenged established hierarchies and fan expectations, directly confronting those who believed other players were more deserving or experienced for such a crucial Team USA spot. The post, seemingly innocuous, became an instant lightning rod for deep-seated rivalries and passionate disagreements.
Start on this team. I don't know how this is even a debate. This post got put up as a potential, starting five. All right. Caitlin Clark at point guard, Kaylee Copper, Jackie Young, Derica Hamby, and Aaliyah Boston. And then, of course, these are the reserves on the team, right? And, my God, the Paige Bueckers supporters, of course. And I don't want to throw Angel supporters in this because I've seen a lot of actually put Angel and Caitlin on the court.
Immediately, the most vocal and intense backlash came roaring from the devoted supporters of Paige Bueckers. Their loyalty runs deep, and the hypothetical omission of Bueckers from the starting five, especially in favor of Clark, was met with unbridled fury. The sentiment was clear: Paige over Caitlin. Thousands of comments flooded in, demanding Bueckers' inclusion, questioning the legitimacy of the proposed lineup, and outright dismissing Clark's fit in that starting role. The sheer volume and vehemence of the reaction from Bueckers' fan base was truly stunning, exposing a fierce territorialism within the WNBA community that had been simmering just beneath the surface, now boiling over.
Of course. And I don't want to throw Angel supporters in this because I've seen a lot of actually put Angel and Caitlin on the court at the same time. But somehow this got labeled as rage bait. And I'm not sure how this is controversial, but here we go with some of the dumbass takes that came out of this, right? It's got over 200,000 views on it now. Paige, okay. Young, Copper, Cameron Brent, really? After being injured like that? Reese, suggesting Caitlin should be left out.
While Bueckers fans dominated the outrage, the debate quickly expanded to include other prominent fan bases. Angel Reese supporters, surprisingly, offered a more nuanced perspective than the wholesale rejection seen from the Bueckers camp. Many actually proposed seeing Reese and Clark on the court together, a rare moment of potential collaboration amidst the chaos. Yet, the initial post had cast a wide net, drawing in various factions, each with their own vision for Team USA. This broad, diverse reaction underscored how deeply invested fans are in their favorite players, turning a simple graphic into a complex web of interwoven loyalties and strong opinions, all clashing in the comments section.
Gray deal. I mean, seriously. Caitlin Clark over Chelsea Gray in competitive basketball? Question mark. Some dude says, suggesting the veteran guard Chelsea Gray deserves a starting role over Caitlin Clark. Look, I've only been locked in for a couple of years. There's not a world where I'm starting Gray over Caitlin Clark. Not a galaxy far, far away. Nowhere. Caitlin Clark over Chelsea Gray in competitive basketball? Question mark. 127 times out of 10. Yeah, easy. Paige, Sonia, Jackie Young.
The post was swiftly labeled rage bait by many, a charge that, while seemingly baffling to some, perfectly describes its impact. With over 200,000 views, it undeniably provoked a massive emotional response, successfully stoking the very fires of contention it displayed. Whether intentionally designed to incite such a furious reaction or not, the outcome was unmistakable. It tapped into pre-existing tensions, fueled rivalries, and turned what could have been a quiet discussion into a loud public spectacle. The term rage bait aptly captured the palpable anger and frustration that boiled over, especially among those who felt their preferred players were unfairly overlooked.
With her being injured and this and that and the other, you know, and I'm not talking about as far as the poster goes. I mean, just literally having been put on the team right now, you know. Just a question, if Juju is still recovering from an ACL, how can she be part of this? Surely she can't play. Yes, she can attend, but if she takes to the floor, she surely risks serious injury. Well, they all risk injury in playing in this. It is what it is. Now, a lot of people are bringing up people that aren't even in this. I mean, Asia and Stewie are not involved.
Adding another layer of intense controversy, the discussion sharply pivoted to veteran guard Chelsea Gray. The suggestion of Clark starting over Gray in a competitive Team USA setting struck a nerve with many who respect Gray's established talent and experience. For some, the idea was preposterous, with one particularly bold fan declaring, "There's not a world where I'm starting Gray over Caitlin Clark, not a galaxy far, far away." This direct challenge to a seasoned player's standing highlighted a glaring generational divide, sparking a furious debate about merit, experience, and the undeniable draw of new talent versus proven longevity, leaving many older fans feeling dismissed and disrespected.
The point guard. There's only one point guard, and she plays in Indiana. Stop it. And then you have the other thing, the do you want to grow women's basketball, the popularity of it or not? And Team USA, and do you want the ratings and all that other stuff? You know, and Caitlin Clark's obviously going to bring all of that, right? And you can't use this as an excuse. I mean, there was word out there that the committee, when they left her off the 2024 team, were scared to put her on the team because if she didn't play enough, they didn't want to have to hear about it. Well,
This heated debate over Chelsea Gray wasn't just about two players. It exposed a deeper, more fundamental conflict within women's basketball fandom. It became a clear battleground between the WNBA's old guard, fans fiercely loyal to established stars and traditional playstyles, and the new wave demanding fresh faces and dynamic youth-driven energy. The speaker minced no words, stating unequivocally that the old WNBA fans are getting voted off the island. This stark declaration underscored the rapid generational shift happening in the sport, where new explosive talent is challenging long-held assumptions and sparking a fierce resistance from those clinging to the past.
The old WNBA old guard that's trying to desperately hold on. No. I mean, y'all, I don't know if you old WNBA fans understand this. Y'all are getting voted off the island. That's happening right now. Yeah. Yeah. The actual real sports fans have shown up. Eesh, you're out. So am I. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.
The timing of this controversial post was particularly dramatic, given Caitlin Clark's recent injury woes. She hadn't seen competitive court action since suffering a groin injury in mid-July, which effectively ended her 2025 WNBA season, followed by an unexpected ankle injury. Her expected participation in the Team USA training camp from December 12th through 14th in Durham, North Carolina, marks her highly anticipated return to a competitive setting. This context made the debate over her hypothetical starting spot even more volatile, with some questioning her immediate readiness, while others saw her return as a triumphant, undeniable re-entry into the sport's highest echelons. The central question posed by the post, whether Clark should start on this team, became an intensely divisive point. For many, this wasn't even a genuine debate. Clark's place as a starter was an absolute, undeniable given. The sheer talent and impact she brings to the court, even factoring in her recent injuries, made her an obvious choice for a top role. Yet, by framing it as a question, the post expertly ignited the very controversy it was designed to capture, fueling the flames of discussion and forcing fans to vigorously defend what they considered an undeniable truth, creating an artificial debate where none should have existed. Caitlin Clark's proponents fiercely championed her as the game's best facilitator, an unmatched dynamic offensive force who should never play off-ball. Her unique ability to create plays, likened to a quarterback in the NFL, is seen as her most valuable asset. They point to her record for assists per game as irrefutable proof of her elite playmaking, arguing that benching her or diminishing her role would be a disservice to her talent and the team's potential. This unwavering belief in her on-ball dominance fuels the insistence that she must be a starter, unleashing her full creative potential from the tip-off. One of the criticism leveled against Clark in the furious debate was her league-leading turnover rate. However, her staunch defenders were quick to pivot, countering this point with an equally compelling statistic: her record-setting assist per game numbers. This dichotomy highlighted the double-edged sword of her high usage, high-impact play style. While she takes risks that can lead to turnovers, she also consistently creates unparalleled offensive opportunities for her team. This specific point became a heated mini-battle within the broader argument, showcasing that even a perceived weakness could be spun as a necessary byproduct of her dynamic and groundbreaking playmaking abilities. Adding another baffling layer to the controversy was the inclusion of Juju Watkins in the hypothetical team, despite her active recovery from a severe ACL injury. This raised immediate and legitimate questions from fans. How could someone still rehabilitating from such a significant injury be part of a competitive roster, let alone a starting five? While attending training camp might be feasible, the prospect of her actually taking the floor posed a serious risk of re-injury. This oversight or optimistic inclusion further fueled skepticism about the post's validity and judgment, intensifying the debate and raising concerns about player welfare in the pursuit of hype. The controversy wasn't solely about who was included, it was also about the shocking omissions. Many fans expressed genuine bafflement and frustration that established WNBA superstars like Asia Durr, Breanna Stewart, and particularly Kelsey Mitchell were completely absent from the Team USA discussion. Mitchell's exclusion, in particular, was deemed a fair damn question by observers, given her consistent high-level performance. These glaring absences from the hypothetical roster only amplified the accusations of rage bait and selective criteria, suggesting that the post deliberately overlooked deserving veterans to prioritize more contentious, headline-grabbing choices, leaving a significant portion of the fanbase feeling overlooked. The debate extended to Cameron Brink's role within the proposed lineup. While some conceded her spot on the broader Team USA roster might be acceptable, the idea of her being a starter was met with considerable skepticism and opposition. This highlighted differing views on her current readiness and impact compared to other potential frontcourt players. It wasn't an outright dismissal of her talent, but a careful consideration of her experience and development within a highly competitive international setting. Her inclusion in the starting five ignited another specific micro-controversy, proving that every single name on the hypothetical list was under intense scrutiny from fans and commentators alike. Even Angel Reese's presence on the Team USA roster became a point of contention for some. While the speaker expressed no personal issues with her inclusion, acknowledging her improved game in certain areas over the last year, it was clear that not all fans shared that sentiment. There were still lingering questions and polarized opinions surrounding her readiness for international play. This just goes to show that regardless of how well a player performs, fan perception and existing narratives can heavily influence reactions to team selections, proving that no choice, no matter how justified, would escape the critical eye of the passionate and divided WNBA fan base. A powerful underlying argument driving much of this chaotic debate was the grow the game narrative. Many contend that featuring Caitlin Clark prominently, especially as a starter, is absolutely essential for boosting ratings, drawing new viewership, and maximizing the overall popularity of women's basketball. She is seen as an undeniable draw, a ratings magnet that Team USA should leverage without hesitation. This perspective suggests that the committee's decisions shouldn't just be about pure basketball prowess, but also about strategic marketing and expanding the sport's reach, pushing the boundaries of traditional selection criteria in pursuit of a larger audience. Perhaps the most shocking revelation hinted at a profound failure of leadership. Word surfaced that the committee responsible for the 2024 Olympic team had feared, including Clark specifically worried about facing fan backlash if she didn't play enough minutes. This fear-based decision-making is lambasted as a complete dereliction of duty. It suggests the committee prioritized avoiding public outcry over selecting the absolute best talent available, a staggering admission that undermines the integrity of the selection process and leaves fans questioning the true motivations behind past roster choices. This chilling insight exposed a startling level of insecurity from those in power. The speaker passionately argued that it is in fact the committee's mother-bleeping job to hear about fan dissatisfaction. Their duty is to put the best possible players on the court, and if fans don't like what they see, they have every right to voice their displeasure. This isn't about shying away from criticism, it's an inherent part of the job. The notion that the committee would avoid selecting a star like Clark purely out of a fear of public opinion is framed as a fundamental misunderstanding of their responsibilities. True leadership means making tough choices and standing by them, not capitulating to hypothetical outrage before the game even begins. Despite all the controversy, the speaker unequivocally states that Caitlin Clark absolutely needs to start at point guard for Team USA. For them, there isn't even a question, it's an undeniable truth. The continued resistance, particularly from those championing Chelsea Gray, is seen as a desperate attempt by the old guard of the WNBA to cling to relevance. They believe these older fans and traditionalists are rapidly getting voted off the island by a new wave of passionate sports fans demanding fresh, dynamic talent. This uncompromising stance highlights the immense generational shift underway, where past allegiances are being challenged by the undeniable force of new stardom. The Team USA social media post, whether a calculated rage bait or not, has undeniably exposed a seismic shift in the landscape of women's basketball fandom. It's a clear signal that the old guard is being voted off the island, making way for a new era where real sports fans demand to see the most dynamic, popular talents like Caitlin Clark at the forefront. This wasn't just a debate about a hypothetical lineup, it was a powerful, visceral demonstration that the game is evolving, demanding fresh perspectives and an embrace of its most electrifying stars. The controversy itself is proof. The future of women's basketball is now, and it's louder than ever.